We're showing you a look at Gainbridge Fieldhouse this morning because even though they are away today, we are sending all of our energy to the Fever players as they want to bring it back home to us here at home. They're playing in Vegas. We know that they want to make it to the WNBA finals. We know you can do it. We're rooting on you for you here back at home, and we'll have the highlights for you tonight on 13 News. But at 6 o'clock this morning, it was a beautiful shot in downtown Indianapolis. It's going to be a beautiful day ahead for us as well.
I was going to say, all the energy you brought to Gainbridge on that last game, they're hoping you bring tonight sitting in your living room, or maybe you're going to be in Vegas for this one, which they could head into the playoffs if they clinch this win tonight.
Just need it tonight.
Yeah.
I don't know which Fever player is responsible for packing some Vegas heat in their suitcase, though, because they keep going back and forth.
Yeah, they keep bringing it back here, too.
What's going on here?
Yeah.
We're looking very warm. Today's the last day of September. We're ending September warmer than when we even started.
Oh, my goodness.
We were in the upper 70s that first week of September, if you remember. Here we go. All right, October starts tomorrow, and eventually cooler air has to come in because we're losing a lot of daylight. In fact, we're going to be losing at least another 70 minutes. That happens every single October. We're going to be losing an hour and 14 minutes of daylight in Indianapolis. So darker days continue to come. In fact, just last week we had the difference between longer days and shorter nights. Now our nights are longer than our days. So here we go. That'll be the case for the next 5.5 months. Right now we have clear skies. You can see the stars out there just fine. And because the humidity is pretty low, temperatures are dropping pretty decently out there, mainly outside of Indianapolis. We're a little bit warmer in the city at 64 degrees right now with a bit of a northeast wind, which should help us not get so hot. Later this afternoon, we're going to take the edge off a little bit. But we're waking up to a lot of mid-50s this morning, especially in eastern Indiana. From Kokomo to Tipton, eastbound and Muncie, it's only 53 right now around Ball State. 57 in Winchester. Good morning in Jay County. It's 56. Crawfordsville, 54. 59 reporting in Tippecanoe County. A mix of the 50s and 60s close to Indy. It's 64 in the city. You get out to Carmel and Fishers, we're down to 60 and down to 54 in Zionsville, down to 59. Good morning in Bloomington. So it's a comfortable start, but here we go. Another hot one this afternoon, but maybe not as hot as that 89 we had yesterday. We pushed that off to St. Louis. But let's talk about traffic this morning, and then here later in the morning, I'm going to show you when our next rain chance will be. But we don't have it this morning. I mean, pavement is dry as a bone out there, but no accidents. We do have one slowdown, and it's I-65 north coming past East Raymond Street towards the south split. This is one of the normal slowdowns. Then we take you to Carmel. Good morning at 116th Street along US 31. Carmel will also be one of the hosts for the boys tennis team sectionals. They start this week. It's crazy to think that sectionals are already here in central Indiana. Julia.
All right, thank you, Matt. Let's get back out to this breaking news story that's been developing overnight now on the northwest side of Indianapolis. 4 people shot, 3 killed in a shooting overnight.
And still so many questions. We know that 4th person is in critical condition right now. I want to show you a map where this is to give you an idea of this area. So this happened at a home on Guyan Road, which just south of 52nd Street. And that is where Guyan Creek Middle School campus is located nearby. Our Anna Chalker has been at the scene all morning, and Anna, obviously still pretty active there where you are.
It is, ladies. Good morning. You know, we've been out here. Our crews have been out here since 11:40 when that first call came in. And as you can see, still very active. A good chunk of Guyan is blocked off. And I'll tell you what's caused a lot of problems with this. I'll step out of the way. Traffic being blocked off, having to turn around. You can see cars coming out, especially within the last 20 minutes. There was a traffic backup here because people have been stopping to figure out what has been going on. But I can tell you Guyan is still blocked off this morning. We expect it to be blocked off for a couple more hours. The coroner actually just left about 10 minutes ago. So this investigation is quickly wrapping up, but we're still trying to figure out some more. So I want to take you to some video right now. So what you're going to be seeing on your screen, this is one of the white cars that was shot up in the time of the shooting, and a police report tells us 4 cars were damaged in the shooting. We are told that police got multiple calls around 11:40 of shots being fired in the area. When they got to the scene, they found 3 victims. 2 were pronounced dead here. 1 was rushed to the hospital in critical condition. During their investigation, they found a 4th victim. This one was also pronounced dead at the scene. We know all 4 are adults, still trying to figure out the genders of each person. And neighbors are telling us this is a very quiet neighborhood, but where this happened, the home where this happened, has parties every single night and is kind of the loud spot of this street. But police are telling us violence in this area just needs to stop.
just an unnecessary act of violence. And the thing is not only does this violence impact the victims, think about the families in this community now that has to go through this ordeal in their streets. It's just really unfortunate that there's a small part of our community that just doesn't regard human life.
Police are still asking for any witnesses. If you have camera footage or anything to provide them, you're asked to give them a call. But back here live on Guyan Road, still, like we've been saying, an active scene. We still expect this for a couple hours, especially as, you know, you're getting out to work, getting out to school. But coming up, we will be talking with a neighbor who called police when they heard the shots going off, and, you know, just talking about the fear of seeing this last night, sleeping through the morning, waking up a crime scene still outside their front door. So that'll be coming up at 6:30.
And Anna, I don't want to catch you off guard, but we're seeing those cars turn around, and we mentioned that's right near one of the Guyan schools. Do you think that's going to interrupt people trying to get into that school this morning?
I think that really could depend on when this investigation behind me will start to wrap up. We have seen a lot of movement within the last few minutes, especially with the coroner van leaving, but that could block some traffic, especially when we've seen lines of traffic going through. So it's something definitely to be aware of here within the next hour or so.
And just for some perspective, this happened after midnight, and still at 6 this morning. That investigation is ongoing, so it could wrap up soon, but could last longer into the morning. Thank you, Anna, for sharing that with us. This is a story we'll keep you updated on. Of course, here on 13 Sunrise, we'll keep following and checking in with Anna, but WTHR.com and our news app is also a good place to check in for updates.
Well, in other news this morning, we're taking a closer look at a pair of Cumberland shootings with one noteworthy thing in common. Police say self-defense.
Yeah, both happening within just days of each other. On Sunday, this is the scene along Dunshire Drive where police say a woman shot and killed a man. They say that she told them that he was trying to sexually assault her. Investigators tell us that she is cooperating with the case.
Now, just 2 days before that one, Cumberland police say they responded to Knoll Ridge Apartments, and that, by the way, is in the same neighborhood. There, a man told officers he shot a person who he says was trying to break into his house. Cumberland police say they hope community policing will make an impact.
We're very involved in all different aspects of our communities, with our HOAs, with our neighborhoods, with our businesses, that we spend more time than maybe other departments of making sure that we really get to the root problems.
The man shot in that alleged break-in is in critical condition this morning. Also this morning, we know students will be heading back to Westfield High School just a day after a major police response to campus.
Some parents and families say they're still on edge after a potential threat was reported to police. Police say that they did not find a credible threat. No shots were fired and no one was hurt, but that call created a lot of concern. One student told 13 News that he's heard others talk about staying home today just from the fallout from this yesterday.
Right, being kind of still frightened, right? So Westfield police do say they detained some students, but that was only out of caution, and they were definitely cleared and released and had nothing to do with that threat. Police also say there is nothing to indicate they were involved in any way, as they urge people not to spread rumors they see online. And a heated debate over a proposed data center continues this morning in Morgan County.
A planning commission did give the green light for a proposed data center to get more land at the site, but it didn't come without some major community pushback. Our Marina Silva is here in studio once again breaking down those tensions surrounding this data center. Good morning.
Good morning. Well, it's almost as if history is repeating itself with the proposed data center, but this time over in Morgan County. The Planning Commission gave approval for a total of 548 acres of land to be rezoned. It was originally only 390 acres, but another 158 acres of farmland was later added. The commission is codenaming the project Project Louie. The public hearing even got heated at times, with some people almost removed by sheriff's deputies. Some residents have even filed a lawsuit against the county to try and stop the project. For neighbors like Susan Boliana Kessler, this one is personal.
I felt like they might as well just smack me in the face. That's my life. That was my husband's dream, to have a small farm.
Several commissioners acknowledged the difficulty of making the decision to recommend the proposal. One commissioner said they've even then called crooks for being the ones to have to make the decision. The Planning Commission does not directly rezone the land. Instead, they're the ones that decide to recommend it, and then it advances to the full commissioners, and they make the proposal decision.
It sounds like even still, they are listening to what neighbors have to say, or giving them an opportunity to speak up. Thank you, Marina. Well, right now, a man is in an Oklahoma jail awaiting extradition back here to Indiana.
Yeah, he is actually accused in a hit and run that happened 15 years ago and killed a teenager. So police say 36-year-old Israel Espinosa slammed into the back of an SUV stopped at a traffic light. The collision flipped their SUV, sending 16-year-old Megan Ratliff through the driver's side window, killing her. This was the scene at that intersection of Shelby and Madison Street in November of 2010.
Now, police say Espinosa had been on the run since then. But last Friday, the FBI in Indianapolis got information indicating that Espinosa was in Oklahoma City, so local authorities took him into custody. This is a crash that tore apart a really close-knit family. Megan's sister, Kayla, was driving at the time, and we actually talked with her in the days after the crash. This is a listen back to that time.
When I looked in the mirror and I seen that car going about 70 miles an hour, and the impact, and we were both screaming. This is where I'm trying to catch her. My hand went through the window with her, but I couldn't catch her. And I couldn't push a truck off the top of her.
Wow, can't even imagine how difficult that was. Again, that was 15 years ago. A warrant had been issued for Espinosa's arrest on multiple counts, including reckless homicide.
Now, according to the FBI, Espinosa had previously been deported and re-entered the country illegally.